You know what? There's a lot of people out there who always say everything happens for a reason. The way I've always looked at it is things that happen are supposed to happen. It's how you react to it that gives it that reason. Hey there, my friends out there in YouTube land. I hope this video finds you well. This is a topic that I get a little emotional about because I think a lot of people just ignore the fact that the ultimate important thing in your health and weight loss, there is a step that everyone just skips over. We all want to go to the eating plan. What should I eat? What did you do? What exercise should I go in? And a lot of times internally, we're not ready for that yet because we did not do the first step. And of course, there's a bunch of YouTubers who are lined out the door, who are experts, who tell you what eating lifestyle you have. And they will even try to shame you for not following that lifestyle or what exercise regimen or whatever, or people even make you feel bad about who you are at this moment. Internally, you have to become what you want to become. And the first step that we always forget, I always go back to that wonderful book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Covey. And the first habit is good in every aspect of life, especially your health and your weight loss and your fitness level and all that stuff. And that first habit, if you haven't read the book, is be proactive and not reactive. And to put it into the best terms that I can at the moment is life happens. Things will always happen that you can't control. But what you can control, which nobody can take away from you, is how you react to those things. There's things in this world that you can control. But the problem is a lot of us allow the things we can't control to dictate the things that we can. And then all of a sudden we lose control of those, at least in our mind we do, if that makes sense. So in 2014, I forgot that lesson. Don't ask me why. I spent that whole year being miserable. I don't even know if I had that many things to be miserable about. Go home and self-medicate. Like that was the answer. I sat there and blamed everything. My job sucks. So I'm going to go home and be miserable. Did my job suck in reality? No. I learned that in 2015 when I changed my attitude. There was somebody who I worked with when I was talking about changing jobs who said, you're not going to be happy no matter what you do until you fix yourself. And I'm like, wow. Because this year when I flipped that switch and I decided, hey, you know what? It's all in your attitude, Greg. Your attitude was horrible. There are things in the world you can control. Let's focus on those things. And then again, just like in the past, the things I can't control just did not seem that heavy anymore. And my job, I didn't hate my job. I liked my job. I just brought the right Greg to my job. Did that make sense? So I joined that Healthy Wage, which was a nice little motivator, and as well, because it was like investing in myself. I am investing in Greg, and the great thing about investing in Greg is I have complete control on how Greg progresses. So it's been a very enlightening year, and I want to just, be able to hit that home, that first step that we forget is you have got to be in the right frame of mind. Eating plan, whatever. You need to figure out what works for you and what you can stick to. And if you can stick to it, you're going to succeed. But are you in the right frame of mind to stick to it? Which is, I understand that no matter what happens, nobody can take away my health, what I put in my body, my fitness level, any of those things. I can only relinquish that. I hope that makes sense. Now, to even bring this point home bigger because of my new and improved attitude from 2014 to 2015, this year, which has been an amazing year, an amazing journey for me mentally, I've had curveballs. I haven't shared this with you before, but remember, if you've watched my videos, I talked about getting a new job, and that was the reason why I started being an Uber driver, because of my new commute. This is very maddening from the standpoint of I can't control this. I took a $15,000 a year pay cut for this new position because I thought it was going to be something I was going to be passionate about. It was something I could grow in, and I would grow beyond that. I also made my commute from 2 miles to 40 miles when that happened, because I wanted to get into mentoring people and be able to, I love to, I love to expand people's minds on how they can get better. And I thought this was going to be a great position for me. 2.5 weeks in, I got sat down and they fired me. They would not give me a good reason or a specific reason why they did it. They knew that I agonized over the decision to take this new job, being that it was at the other end of the city, and that I was going to be making less money doing it. But they also knew this was something I was excited to do. I mean, this is why we hired you. We love your excitement, and you're going to make a great part of this team. Without any feedback or without any, throughout the whole time, I was just in self-directed training essentially. They gave me no feedback and let me go. And they made sure to make me feel like I did something wrong, but wouldn't tell me what it was. So, of course, I'm not happy about this. As a matter of fact, my mom was on the phone and she said, "Why aren't you as mad as I am?" I'm like, "Mom, I am mad. I am mad. But what can I do? There's nothing I can do about it. So I can sit there and dwell on it, go home and self-medicate, which I probably would have done a year ago, or I can move forward." I mean, one great thing that came out of this that I would have never done if I kept my old job was I would have never done the Uber and Lyft driving thing, which I've met so many fascinating people. It's amazing. I love it. It's really cool. Actually met somebody who did the national anthem from New York at the Bucks game the other night. That was sweet. You don't get to meet people like that every day. That's awesome. So I mean, and I actually got in contact. I left my old position, which I'd been there for 6 years. I left on really good terms. I talked to them. They're actually moving me into a location that my opportunity for growth is even more. My attitude is I am going to move forward. Like I said in the beginning, everything happens because it's supposed to happen. It's how I react to it, which is going to make me move forward. And of course, in the midst of all this, I was at the tail end of my healthy wage journey. I didn't let that stop me. Of course not. I let all of that stuff make me really hang on to what I can control, my health, right? And I won. I lost to 75 pounds in 6 months with 10 days to spare. They did a write-up on me. That was pretty cool. A lot of you are friends with me on Facebook, so you may have already read it. But I will put the link in the description box. That I got a little success story. They did a little interview with me. It was really cool. I like to show that off because I'm really proud of that accomplishment. I'm proud of what I've learned or even relearned. And I think that's important to share because I think a lot of us forget this. Some of us know it and they don't feel they're ready. But man, just always remember, regardless of what's going on in your life, and regardless, there is nothing in the world that can stop you from, or that can make you put something bad into your body. It's only you that can do that. And that first step, be proactive, not reactive. Step one, your attitude. Your attitude equals your success, not the eating plan itself. I said this before too. Low carb did not make me successful. I made it successful. Don't ever forget that. And again, I hope this video found you well. Thank you for listening.